How cool.
I'll go to the bathroom and find you.
Is that game?
Go to the bathroom. Okay.
This is
Yes, I know. This is my new Hanukkah present that I got early.
that's beautiful.
So
You
I'm
need to
putting
plug it in?
stuff into Foursquare.
You want to plug it in?
Yes.
What kind of plug is it?
C.
Okay.
C.
Back behind you over there's got a plug, like USB-C for you. Oops, I turned it off.
Okay. This is the Misha Barak, Debbie Friedman. No.
Michael, is it true that you're coming?
I'm sorry?
Is it true that I'm going to see you on Sunday or something? Oh, good.
So why can't I find the Debbie
I
Friedman?
told Frank that, and I reminded him of you.
Oy.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful.
All right, I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's far. That's a good distance.
All right, so here's what I've got. I close that.
Okay.
And I do that.
Okay.
That's what I've got.
Okay. So now here's the fun. So let's say you've done like 50 services here. And so you have all of this music and it's in a weird order and you don't want to be clicking around looking for things. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to these 3 lines here and we're going to make a set list.
And then it will do it in this order?
Yep, so we're going to call this set list.
So then it's just turning pages.
Right, so then we're going to call this set list 12
December.
to 22, and you can call it whatever you want, but then we're going to click the plus sign, and we're going to say the first thing we're doing is Shabbat HaMalkah, and then
Candle blessing.
the candle blessing, and then the Lincoln's Nigun, then Tov Lehodo.
No. I think Tov
Tov
Lehodo comes
Lehodo.
first.
Look, no, Lincoln's Nigun is first. So Lincoln's Nigun.
Oh, my bad.
Because Tov
And then Tov
Lehodo
Lehodo.
is from Psalm 92.
And then the Baruch Hu.
Yep.
And I did find the Miko Mocha.
Haparis Sukkot
And
Shalom.
then I have that.
Perfect.
And I
Hey, Tom.
did that.
Good to see you.
And then the Shalom Rav.
Great.
I didn't find the Misha Barak in there, but I don't have the well, that's as far as I got.
Okay, so that's okay. We're gonna click done, and now instead of clicking around to all of these different things, and I can't turn the page. There's no more pages. If I go over here, okay. So up next, candle blessing number 1 in C. Oh my goodness, what's next? Oh my goodness, what's next?
Cool.
So it's a very cool. There's so many features to it. Like there's a metronome in there. There's a tuner in there. Like there's so many things.
Catherine Hilton is so
Right. You don't
interested.
need any of the other things. I'm just telling you, it's an awesome app.
Yeah.
It's just like, but for what it is, amazing.
I gotta plug this in so it charges a few minutes before the service.
Sounds good.
At the 18th anniversary, we did a rock Shabbat service. His favorite rock songs. And clearly they were kids that included things like Nashira, because it was really like Chile. And
Okay.
yeah, I went back to rock Shabbat.
And then I have it in here as
I don't think we're gonna. My point is that we're
all right.
trying to
So
keep
then
it
I
like
can go in
a
the next
funky
service
name.
set list.
Like it doesn't change
All
it.
of the music, and so and you don't need this anymore.
And since it's all PDFs,
Yep.
But Chris,
it would be perfectly fine if the first page of the set was Kyushu.
Absolutely.
Because it wouldn't care that it was word.
It doesn't know.
It's a PDF.
It's a PDF, and you can name it in the thing, Kyushu, or whatever. I don't have my iPad here right now, but next time.
This is my house.
Nice.
I got it early. I got it on a Black Friday sale.
Incredible. I'll show you how I did the holidays, where I had the cue sheet, and then I had all of the things, and then in a set you can have tabs, which is crazy, and then in a separate tab I had a very legal PDF of the mocks that were going, so that I could switch between the sheet music and the mocks. All on the iPad, no paper.
Yes. So I have it. Merv and I went to the Apple store yesterday
Okay.
and attended getting started with the iPad.
Cute.
This great guy said, he said, you gotta come. It's just like the phone.
Bigger.
It's like bigger. But he told me how to split
To do the split screen. And the picture-in-picture, it's the most ridiculous thing.
which is because I do a lot of work in Microsoft Office where I need to be doing both spreadsheets and Word documents, and I can do or I can do Zoom and because I'm the secretary, so I can just over here. I can still see who's talking, so I can be working.
So the most ridiculous thing I ever did was there's an app that was called Snyder, it doesn't matter, but you can set it up so your iPad becomes a second monitor for your computer. So I did that, and then I needed to and so I took the iPad, took it away from Sidecar, and just switched over to Zoom there and opened up exactly as you said, the document we were looking at all at the same time. And then I did that, but airplayed it to the TV so that it was
So he told us about that.
yeah, that's
And
nuts.
the little dongle.
Well, you can HDMI.
I never remember it's HMDI or
HDMI.
My brother.
High definition. It's not important. What is cool is that if you have a smart TV or if you have an Apple TV, like the little cube, you can AirPlay it. So it's wireless. You don't even need the dongle. You can just click the little AirPlay button. It's awesome. The issue is when there are a lot of public spaces that use smart TVs for their like monitors, like you know how like a lot of synagogues will have like their screen out in the lobby showing like events that are coming up, so they don't need to have a bulletin board anymore. So a lot of those are just smart TVs that if they're not password protected, anybody can just AirPlay to, which gets dangerous. So don't do that. You let it air, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, don't airdrop it. Don't turn it off on a plane.
Shut off your airdrop because there's a zillion people there.
Yeah, airplanes, trains, buses, subways. Don't even bother. Yeah. But it's the same with your phone, and you can set it to only allow contacts to do it, so that you don't need to. It is. Then you turn it off. Right.
Yeah.
What's helpful is when, like my iPad, I don't know if you did the cell service one, or if you just did one. So same thing. So if I don't have Wi-Fi, I can pull something up on my phone, and like if I wanted a picture or a piece of music or whatever, and then pull it up on my phone, download it, and then just airdrop it to my iPad, which is nice.
Are you going to go to that with him for a while?
Probably, I would
so
assume.
I'll tell Burns that she doesn't.
Okay, unless she wants to. Okay, cool. I'm not like territorial about it.
I don't have a preference about who does it. I just want to know.
Somebody needs to do it.
I don't want all three of us looking at each other going, okay, who has to go stand by that door? Excuse me, who's doing it today?
A very weird bar mitzvah boy.
Yeah. So,
I thought there was, but have been wrong. So that's cool.
stuff over here. I do not have. Hiding behind the screen is
A bottle of port. Because we're weird like that.
because we like port. Now, going out to California in November, early November, no, early October. help my brother move. And we were unpacking his wine collection. My brother used to make it. I gave him a 50-year-old clock of vintage.
That's interesting.
50.
I'm not much of a port person, but I'm sure that if I were, I'd be very excited about that. At some point, remind me to tell you about the cherry wine story.
What?
Cherry wine story.
How are you feeling from Richard?
No, it's because they come from trees. Okay, I'm just gonna swear.
All right.
So my great-great-grandmother
So you couldn't escape these schools. None of the 3 kids in our family went to but we all played instruments, sang at children's choirs,
my great-great-grandmother.
so that's going there. Played violin when I was in high school and then my college instruments. But I still have it, I still play it. I played with college friends when we get together on New Year's Eve. We usually double up the stories.
And that, by the way, the distinguishing people from that typically is how careful you are getting rid of these, or, you know, these mass kind of productions, they get, let me go say it's balls.
That's fabulous. That's the best. I just wanted to make sure.
What are you looking for?
Voice.
It's, oh no, that says, oh,
Yeah.
he's late.
Yeah, we're all good.
Not ready for barcodes yet.
Still learning.
Yeah, I'm
It's
still.
much easier on the electric guitar than it is on an acoustic.
Yeah, no, it felt easy.
Much easier.
All right, everybody, welcome and Shabbat Shalom. And I got to tell you, like, really, you're the only ones you're the lucky ones, the ones who came here this evening. Those who stayed home or those who are watching on our stream, which is so oftentimes the case, you're missing out because this is going to be fun this evening. A lot of fun, and I can assure you that. So, what did I do with my stuff? Oh, there it is. So, welcome. We're going to be using this prayer book called Mishkan Tefillah, just in case you are unfamiliar with the way we do things around here. And our service begins with the singing of Shabbat HaMalkah. Not on a page. Oh, no, it is on a page.
At the bottom of page 128.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
Continue by officially welcoming in Shabbat with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. You can find the blessing for that on page 120 in your prayer book.
Mitzvotav,
And on 123, we continue with Kiddush. Please join us.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho le'ahava uv'ratzon inchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tefillah l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat
L'chaim.
Chaim.
All right. So our service continues with Lechad Dodi. It's that beautiful piyut, that special poem of Shabbat, special for this day, written by the Kabbalists of Sfat, and it can be found on page 138.
L'shem u'tiferet b'li tehila Lechad Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat mikabela Lechad Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maseh b'machshava tehila Lechad Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela Lechad Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri הולך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה. הולך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה.
Would you please rise and face the entrance of the sanctuary?
בואי בשלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמונה עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, הולך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה. הולך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת
Please be seated. You know, before we continue, I just want to just remind you of the most important value I can share, at least at this moment, and that is that Nashira, as beautiful as they sound, along with Cantor Snyder, as beautiful as he sounds, and that's the first time we did that L'Chadodi, and it was gorgeous. It's not meant for you to listen to. That Nashira is meant for you to sing along with. That is its purpose, to encourage singing here. And so if you ever wonder, oh, should I just keep my mouth shut because they're singing? The answer will always, always be no. Please, please sing along. We continue with Tov Lehodot, which is part of Psalm 92. It can be found on page 140.
טוב להודות אדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות אדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שימחתני אדוני לפועלך, במעשה ידיך ארנן. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון.
Once again, please rise, this time for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, page 146.
Baruch
150, please. Bottom of the page. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
So on page, by the way, I know some of you haven't announced a page in a while, so we're about to go on a 158. And on 158 is our song of freedom and liberation from Egyptian bondage, depicted on our ark doors behind me, by the way. You see the Israelites going through the Sea of Reeds, and you can see the sea splitting on both sides, and up in the distance is a mountain, and that mountain is Mount Sinai, where the Ten Commandments came from. That was the song we sang after going through the Sea of Reeds. This is Mi Chamocha, again, 158.
Mi kavoch abayim Adonai, mi kavoch anedar v'kodesh, norati hilo rosei vele, norati hilo rosei vele. Malechutecha rahu banecha, ukeayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze Elianu ve'ameru, ze Elianu ve'ameru. Adonai lo le'olam va'ed, Adonai lo le'olam va'ed. Yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai dai ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו Baruch Ata Adonai Gal Yisrael.
161, let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Baruch Ata Adonai Haporei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch Ata Adonai Haporei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim Shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim Shalom. Baruch Ata Adonai Haporei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
The tefillah begins on page 164 with singing of Adonai Sifatai Tiftach, and then continues, by the way, immediately after on 166, then 168, 170. So all pages in a row. We invite you to please rise. 164, where we start.
Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yadadai, dai, dai, 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 yadadai, dai, dai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'imahot, U'mevii geula livnei bneihem, Leman shemo ve'ahava, Melech ozer u'moshiach u'magin. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atarav lehoshia. Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed. מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. I'm on the bottom of 175. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, and our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod.
Amen.
Shalom Rav, which is our evening prayer for peace, can be found on 178.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki atahu melech adom lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adom lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. B'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Baruch atah Adonai hamevarech et amo Yisrael v'shalom.
So a fun part of our service is at this time when we pause from the stuff that's written down in our prayer books and instead focus on those things which are in our hearts and those things which are bringing us joy and bringing us delight. And so we have a little tradition of ours, and that is that we go around, and if anyone wants to share anything which is bringing us joy at this time, then you can share it. And you can help us become somewhat of a holy community by doing so, because we're able to experience your joy with you. So, if you have any joy that you'd like to share that's happened to you somewhat recently, all you have to do is raise your hand, and then I'll come over with this microphone, and you can speak into the microphone and say your joy. Karen.
I have a family member who will be 3 years sober tomorrow.
Mazal tov.
See, I don't need to repeat the joys because we've got the microphone this time. Anyone else want to share a little joy? Come on, you got more than this. Yeah, Mark, go ahead. Get in the microphone.
We haven't, this is not in the recent past, it's in the coming future, but next weekend, the weekend after that, my kids and grandkids will all be coming to Annapolis to celebrate Hanukkah on Hanukkah.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, like a week and a half away. Hanukkah. Mazel tov. Anybody else want to share a little joy? I knew we'd have a little Nashira joy. You can talk because these microphones will pick you up. Laurie, go ahead.
A couple of members got on the Nashira family who were sick with COVID-19, but now they're better. We're all together tonight, feeling together. It's very joyful.
Yep. Always nice to have people healed as opposed to sick. Any other joy? Mr. Schatzberg?
We celebrated Thanksgiving. 11 people came, most of them members of the family. It was a very good gathering, and we enjoyed each other's company, and we're grateful to be together.
All right, I'm going to ask the inevitable follow-up question. Were there any awkward, uncomfortable conversations around your Thanksgiving table? Completely comfortable, everything. Yeah, that's right. Well, because typically, politics come up, or you stayed away from all that. You just talked turkey. Nice turkey. Anybody else want to share joy? Great. Hold on, but you got to do it in the microphone, because the reason why is because it's less about people here hearing you and more about the people who are watching on stream. So this is fantastic. I think this is the first time someone from Spalding has ever shared joy. So there's a lot of pressure on you.
I know, I'm nervous. My new baby cousin is home from the hospital after battling a tough case of RSV. So
What's RSV?
it's respiratory something. It's like a big cough. She had a really bad cough.
Doctors here know RSV. By the way, I'm really glad. I'm glad
It's a thing that's going around.
It's the thing that's going around.
It's a thing.
It's like the respiratory sinus variety. No, I don't think that's what it stands
Virus,
for.
maybe?
No, I don't know. Wait. No. I forgot your name.
Addison.
Addison. Now, your name is?
Lily.
Lily. Here.
Take it.
It's karaoke night here.
My baby cousin also came home from the NICU.
Oh, my God. Any other cousins?
Oh, my God. I told you it's going around.
Hi, I'm Julia, and I'm getting a puppy.
Do we know what kind? It's a surprise?
Surprise puppy.
What do you
Hanukkah puppy.
My uncle in Florida freshly got out of detox, so.
Wow. Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's your name?
I'm Izzy.
Hi, Izzy.
After this, I get to go pick up my sister. Like, she's coming back from Colorado, so I get to pick her up at the airport tonight.
Oh, wow.
So I'm really excited.
To see her.
Yes.
Wow. But I just want you to know, like, in all my years, this is not just like a this year thing. In all my years, never has someone from Spalding shared joy. Never. And we had the entire group. We have to tell your teacher.
Y'all get extra credit.
They participated. That's awesome. So, any other joy before I bring this blessing to a close? All right, Baruch Atah Adonai Gomel Chasadim Tovim. We praise you, Adonai, our God, for partnering with us in the many joys that are in our lives. Amen.
Amen.
Now, along with the joy, and those things are all joy, even when recovery is joy. There's no doubt about it, and coming out of sickness is joy. But there's also loved ones who are not in the clear yet, loved ones of ours who are feeling a sense of, or a lack of wholeness because they are struggling either physically or emotionally, and we have blessing for that too. It's called Misha Berach. The blessing, I'll share the beginning of the blessing, and then halfway through that blessing I'll pause and give anyone who wishes an opportunity to share the name of a loved one who is in need of healing. And so the blessing begins, Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'Imotenu Sarah Rivka Leah v'Rachel. It means, may the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Leah, and Rachel. Hu yivarech v'yirapet kol hacholim shalanu. May God bless and heal all of our loved ones who are in need of healing, especially the ones whom we name at this time. And so if you wish to share the name of a loved one in need of healing, just I'll look around and feel free to, when I get close to you, to start to say their name. Thank you. Thank you.
Harry Kopp, Jane Kopp.
Thank you.
Meg McGavran. Paul Katzman.
Frank Westgrove and Bruce Giffner.
Rita Kelly. The Luke Fetter family.
Mm-hmm.
Marianne Bride, Thousand Onoff, and Theo.
Thank you.
Brenda Hare, Mayor of Beth Shalom.
Thank you.
Barry Weiss.
Morris Dell.
Thank you. And I'd just like to add to that Eric Harris, Laura McDaniel, B. Fox, Mark Koppelman. Thanks. Vishlach lehem bimheira refuah shalema. May God send them speedily a complete recovery. Refuat hanefesh for refuat haguf, a healing of body and a healing of spirit. Betoch sha'ar cholei Yisrael, amongst all who are in need of healing. V'nomar amen.
Amen.
Let us say amen. So if you turn to page 371, you see the words to Mishaberach, and we continue now with its singing. We pause now for a moment of silence. was absolutely gorgeous too, by the way. Gorgeous. Thank you. So, you know, we all dream about our lives. We all are dreamers in one way or another. You know, especially when we're kids. We dream about all the possibilities that are out there for us. We dream about things that we absorb from stories, from experiences, things that others have done. We absorb them all. We experience all the things that others have done, and then we start to dream what we can be. We start to think about how maybe we'll be wealthy, or we'll be famous, or we'll be wise. That is, we pretend to be other people. I have memories of being in my backyard and pretending to be, whether it was Dr. J, or some of you know who Dr. J is, or pretending to be, Neil Armstrong. That's what we do, especially as kids, is we dream and we think about the future and all that's in front of us. And this week's Torah portion is a Torah portion about dreaming, as Jacob had his famous dream of angels going up and down the ladder, and he says, wow, this place is awesome. God was in this place and I didn't realize it. But back to the dreaming that we do. You know, parents encourage dreaming. Parents encourage kids to dream of, do anything you want to be. Sure, I'll even get you the costumes if you want. I'll get you the jersey of your favorite athlete. I'll get you the costume of the actor or actress that you admire. Parents say to their kids, dream big as you want. And something I hear all the time from parents, and I'm always a little kind of suspicious of this, parents, but maybe you've said it yourself, so if you have, then I'm not speaking about you, I'm speaking about everybody else. But, parents say, oh, you can be anything you want to be, you just have to put your mind to it. It's not exactly true. It's a myth. Like, no matter how badly a person wants to, be an Olympic swimmer, I think there's more to it than just how much you put your mind to it. I think there are other factors. But nonetheless, parents push it. Parents push these dreams. And I wonder sometimes why parents push these dreams so much in their kids. Why parents drive their kids to every single sport and every gymnastics lesson and every basketball practice and every soccer practice and overprogram their kids. I wonder why. Is it because they're really just allowing their kids to dream big? Or maybe it's something really about the parents, right? Parents who maybe didn't live up to their own dreams, and so they have their kids do everything they possibly can, and maybe vicariously they can experience that type of success through their own children. I'm not sure. It's a suspicion. Our Torah portion talks about this, and talks about, by the way, how this notion of placing your needs on your kids can actually be quite harmful to them. You see, our Torah portion talks about, I know I mentioned about the dreaming that Jacob did, and it's true, it does talk about it, but it continues. Remember, we're in Genesis, and it continues with Jacob meeting Rachel. He falls in love with her, and he wants to marry her, and so he says to Laban, Rachel's father, he says, I want to marry your daughter, and he says, okay, fine, work for me 7 years. And so Jacob works for this man for 7 years. And then after 7 years, what does Laban, Rachel's father, do? He switches, because he's got an older daughter whose name is Leah. And he switches and he says, sure, you can marry Rachel, but on the day of the marriage, Jacob actually marries Leah, Rachel's older sister, instead of Rachel. And obviously you have to wonder, Rachel must have been somewhat complicit in this. Can't imagine she would have let something like that happen. But Jacob marries Leah. And Leah knows that Jacob doesn't love her the way he loves Rachel. In fact, even Torah even says, by the way, that Leah was not the best looking woman the Torah has ever seen. Rachel, on the other hand, was gorgeous, not Leah. And yet, and maybe that's why Laban switched sisters and Jacob married Leah, the older sister, instead of Rachel. Jacob ends up working 7 more years and marrying Rachel, and so now Jacob has 2 wives. So here's the thing. Leah is the older. She got married first, but she knew she wasn't the one that Jacob wanted to marry. But she loved Jacob still. And Leah has children. And what's her first child's name? Reuben. Reuben, because the Hebrew of the name Reuben is God saw the pain that I was in. That's what Reuben means. God saw the pain. And she names him Reuben, saying, maybe, just maybe, my husband will love me because of this child. It's heartbreaking. And then she has another child. And what does she name him? Shimon. And what does Shimon mean? God heard my cries. And she says, God heard my cries, and hopefully, maybe, just maybe this time, Jacob will love me. It's so sad. It breaks your heart when you hear the story of Leah. And her third child, Levi. You know what it means? My husband will become attached to me. She prayed. She named her kid Levi in the hope that her husband would become attached to her, would love her the way that he loved Rachel, but not her. Here was this poor, poor woman, Leah, that she named her children because she wasn't feeling loved by her husband. Her children bore the brunt of her emotions in the very name that they carried for the rest of their lives. It's not a surprise to me that these 3 children caused a lot of grief to their father as they got older. But finally, just finally, on the 4th child, Leah names this 4th child Judah, Yehudah, which means I will give thanks to God. It no longer was about her need for her husband to love her anymore. She finally realized, after some time, that she didn't need to look to him for approval or for a way of elevating her own self-esteem, that really she just needed to look inside to herself. And when she realized that, she simply gave thanks to God for a 4th child. And I think that in so many ways, that this is, very, very important for us. That perhaps if my suspicion is correct about why it is that we overprogram our kids, because in some way we are hoping that they will become something that we never were able to become. They will become the great basketball player or football player or gymnast, or they will go and to become the lawyer that we couldn't become, or the doctor. And the pressure that we put on our children as a result oftentimes is more than they should have to bear. And that maybe we take the lesson of Leah, which took her a while, and recognize that it's not about having others help to fulfill the needs that we have. But look inward. Do it yourself. Don't seek approval from the outside. Don't have others fix the problems that were unfixed that you had. Be satisfied, be happy, be content. And look inward for the joy that you need. That is a great way for me to bring that one to a close. So thank you for listening. Ta-da! And our service continues with Aleinu, which can be found on page 586. And I'd like to invite everyone to please rise. How great is that?
Aleinu leshabeach nadon hakom v'ateitu yugai oseh bereshit shelo asanu kigoyei ha'aratzot v'lo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'gol aleinu k'kol hamonam v'anachnu gorim u'mishtachavim למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני
At this moment of sacred memory, we bring to mind loved ones from our congregation who have been called to their eternal rest. One person passed away somewhat recently. We are still within the period of Shloshim, which is the 30 days of intensive mourning. And others have passed away over the years on this Shabbat, and we call this their yahrzeit. And so first we remember Vicky Littman, sister of Robin Busey. She passed away recently. And then I'd also like to share with you these loved ones who passed away over the years, again, on this Shabbat called their yahrzeit. Naim Brosh, Frida Goodman, Carmela Ciata, Rabbi Herbert Tarr, Larry Jean Cook, Ellie Lakin, Louise Pinsky, William Katz, Jack Sandler, Elliot Shapiro, David Jack Cohen, Murray Joel Keltz, Mayor Reuben Kreger, Linda Sue Levin, Alan Piperberg, Sophia Piperberg, Pat Rose, Edward Stern, Sheldon Iron Elenoff, Louis Kushner, Sylvia Stern, Salomon Weitzman, Bernard Glissenstein, and Yocheved Flumenker. And so in gratitude for their lives and linking their names with the rest of our loved ones who have passed away, we remember them and all of our loved ones with the words of our mourner's prayer, which is called the Kaddish. It can be found on page 598, and if it's your custom, I invite you to rise for this prayer on 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
Bi'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechal beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam ulamei almaya. Yibarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yitalal. Shemei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiram bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, huya osei shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to every bereaved heart. And let us say amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. Thank you. All right. This has been a very special and fun Shabbat, to be sure. Again, those who were not here, it's like Henry V, those who were not here on this day will hold their Jewish hoods cheap. I don't think that's the exact quote, but nonetheless, sooner or later people realize just how excellent that you have become. Nashira is so beautiful, and a couple of pieces, particularly this evening, just had me quite, L'chado Di specifically, and Yehiyu was beautiful. Thank you very much. So thank you to you, thank you to Jonathan and Tom for your leadership and for your accompaniment. And welcome to our guests who are here. And of course, welcome to anyone who is watching on our live stream. Glad to have you. If you're watching on YouTube, by chance, some of you are watching on the Vimeo, which is on our website. However, others might be watching on YouTube right now, and if so, click like on that YouTube, because I think when we reach a certain threshold of likes, that is very good for us. It's not money, but rather it becomes like you can have a dedicated link or something. It's helpful. Click like on YouTube. In fact, if you're watching on Vimeo right now, go to YouTube because you're already at your computer. Go to YouTube, click like on our Temple Beth Shalom page. While we're at it, if you're watching, buy something on Amazon, but do it through our Temple Beth Shalom Smile page so we can get a couple %. Thank you. Okay, I've said everything I need to say to those who are on the computers right now.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe to what?
To YouTube.
No, all you have to do is think of like it. Or you can follow it. Right, that's fair enough.
Okay.
Follow it. That's right. All right, so a couple of just worthy announcements. By the way, my kid's still joking about how I needed to ask you what the word QR code was last week.
Yeah.
I knew what it was, I just didn't know the words for QR code. They laughed at me. They thought it was hilarious. Yeah. Well, they thought it was consistent with me. All right, so let me just share a few worthy things for those who are watching and those who are here. Winter Relief returns back to the temple during the week of Christmas here, in which we house those in our community who are without homes. And we are always looking, we need volunteers to assist, cook meals, just be here, to visit, stay over. There's lots of jobs we need. So please check the temple's website for all options and availabilities. The Hanukkah Bazaar, all Hanukkah things you might ever need. We're not talking about just dreidels. We're talking about menorahs. We're talking about candy. We're talking about books. We're talking about jewelry. Everything to your heart's content at our Hanukkah Bazaar, which is Sunday, December 4th, and Monday morning, December 5th. Also, everything I'm about to say here, I'm not even going to tell you to check the weekly email because everything I say in the weekly email. I'll be teaching a class on Sunday also at 10 a.m. Surprising Jewish messages in some of your favorite songs from the past. And when I say songs, I'm not talking about Jewish songs. I'm talking about Paul Simon. I'm talking about Joan Baez. I'm talking about Randy Newman. That's a good one. The Randy Newman song's a great one. So surprising Jewish messages, Sunday morning, 10 o'clock here at the temple. You'll get to listen to some good music, not better than what we've heard tonight, but close. And we can look at the lyrics and understand the kind of messages behind the lyrics. No Torah study for those of you who are part of my Torah study on Mondays. The reason why is because it's the inauguration of Stuart Pittman, the county executive, and I get to go and say a few words at the inauguration. So sorry I can't be in two places, but I accepted the invitation. Men's Club weekly lunch at the Double T Diner is always on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. No need to RSVP, just show up. My class on the ethics of our ancestors is on every Tuesday evening. Again, everything I tell you about is in the weekly email. Hand massage workshop with Paul Schatzberg, and that's on December 8th. Potluck dinner before Shabbat next week here. The 9th, Havdalah and Hanukkah on Saturday, December 17th, along with a Hanukkah celebration. So we have lots of things going on as usual. Please check our website or the temple's weekly email for all information. I think I have said plenty. All right, we conclude with blessing of Motzi, and then after the Motzi, we will do Shir Hamalot. And again, sing along, but you can find Shir Hamalot, I think, on page 635. But first, Motzi. So join me.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi
lechem min haaretz. Shabbat Shalom.
All right, Shir Hamalot, 635. Which is Sarit Brosh, along with the Oneg Shabbat. Thank you to the Cheng Spren family, along with Lynn Cohen and the Kozlov family. Shabbat Shalom. please join us in the lobby for an Oneg Shabbat. Thank you for being here. Shabbat, Shabbat. Nice. You're right.
He's a new to Annapolis, and of course new to us. And you can visit.
Where are you from? You look familiar, that's why. I was kind of hoping you'd say New Orleans or Cincinnati. No, nice to see you, man.
It's nice. Yeah, I think it helps. I've done most of these numerous times.
So,
Like to Thanksgiving, not having anything controversial to talk about. When he talks about politics.
can you,
I know everybody
I do. Sometimes. Where do I watch it? In my house?
It's the anniversary, buddy.
6 years ago?
Marla.
9 years.
It's kind of perfect. December 3rd.
Do me a favor. Take this out.
So you know. Can you walk down the steps? Yes.
All right, you're overall
So
quiet.
I'm here a lot.
Now you're saying.
Right, I know. I'm usually here. But I do like, if it's Sunday, I'll just take meet the press. You know that one? What's that? We do in the back. If it's Sunday, meet the press. When I'm at home and not I do celebrate things. It's not exactly the way I describe it. I do say, wow, here. You have it. You know, Ethan, I learned how to play the guitar. I'm not very good at it, but I still do it. I don't want you to No!
Chuckling as it goes.
I'll give you a fist bump, but do gentle. There you go. Yes. Thinking about something over to say. Yeah. It's now in the social, in the lobby. That's right.
Right person. Right. Yes, I was getting it out from the.
I'm so glad you did. It's nice to see you.